we're going to go back down memory lane one more time. I want to ask Shari Manning to join on the stage. Come on over, Shari. So this story I want to tell with Shari standing right next to me. First of all, Shari is here because this year she invited me to come and be a guest lecturer in her Master's of Counseling program in North Carolina Central. And while we were there, she told her class that she considers herself to be the poster child for Blue Ribbon Mentor Ed. So I said, well, we have to have the poster child at the graduation celebration. But the story that I want to tell about Shari was in our graduating class of 2004. And it's another one of those speeches that I'll never forget. You've heard me tell this story before. When Shari came to the podium, she thanked all the people who had made a difference in her life and said that she was going to Elon University with enough scholarship money to pay for her entire first year. And she was going to go on and get her education degree there. And then she was going to come back to East Chapel Hill High, and she was going to become a teacher like Judy Jones, who had made a difference in her life there, and all the other teachers that she mentioned. And she did that last year. She came back to East Chapel Hill High. Shari said, and then I'm going to go on, I'm going to get my doctorate in education. And we know she's on her way, she's working on that master's degree. And she looks out in the audience and she says, and then, Dr. Peterson, when you retire, I'm going to come have your job. So at the beginning of the school year, when Dr. Peterson announced his retirement, the first person that I called was Shari. I said, young girl, where are you at? Because you're up next. So Shari's here to tell us a little bit about the value of Blue Ribbon in her life.
Good afternoon, everybody. When Greg called me, he asked me if I wanted to come and speak at the graduation ceremony, and he told me what the theme of the program was going to be, and he said that it was going to be the value of Blue Ribbon. And those of you who know me know that I was quite obsessed over what I was going to say, and I probably drafted about 5 different versions of a speech that I was going to give, and I was going to talk about all the things that I did and my relationship with my mentors and just kind of the things that you would expect somebody to say when you're speaking about the value of a program that did make a large impact in your life. And today, I was kind of out shopping because I needed some shoes to wear. I didn't want to wear the ones that I already had. I wanted some new ones, and I didn't find any. But while I was out shopping, I was kind of thinking about it. And I was like, I don't want to say it sounds stilted. I want it to come from my heart and for it to really mean something and people to really understand where I'm coming from. So I just kind of scrapped what I was going to say, and I decided to kind of speak from my heart and do one of the things that Greg, as a part of Wildlife, taught me to do, and it was to reflect. That's one of the main things we do as a part of the Wildlife Club, which is something that all the Blue Ribbon kids are going to experience in high school. And if you go to East, if I'm still there, y'all are going to be in there with me because I'm the advisor for the club. But I just want to take this time out to kind of reflect on my experience and how it changed me. I, unlike everybody in here, I wasn't a person who was admitted in the 4th grade. I actually came in the 5th grade, thanks to Miss Booth out there. Hey, Miss Booth. I came in the 5th grade, so I was kind of a little bit different from the beginning. There were these kids who were my age who had been in the program for a year, and they knew Greg, and they, were familiar with the mentoring relationship, and I wasn't. And I was kind of a quiet, kind of shy person. It's hard to believe now, but I was a very shy kid, and I kind of kept to myself. And so Ms. Booth kind of saw something in me, and she was with me. And a mentor, her name was Diane Sasson, and she was my first mentor all the way up until I was in the 7th grade. And she moved to Nashville, Tennessee. Her husband got a really good job at Vanderbilt University, and they moved to Tennessee. And I got another mentor, and her name was Ellie Tucker. And I called her and I spoke to her, and she couldn't come today. She had a death in her family a few weeks ago, and so she's still kind of dealing with some of those things. She wasn't able to be here, but she told me that she was proud of me, and she wants to hear what I had to say. But just, I guess now I'm speaking to kids, not everybody's kind of heard a story about how I got into the program and all that. In Blue Ribbon, you're going to be asked to do some things that you don't want to do. I'm very stubborn, and a lot of the things that I was asked to do when I was a student, there were things that I didn't want to do, but now as I stand here as an almost 25-year-old, in about 10 days I'll be 25, I can honestly and truly say thank you to Greg, and Lori came when I was in high school, but thank you to her also for the things that they made me do because they helped me to become the person that I am today. I'm more outgoing. I am very open and honest, and integrity is one of the guiding principles in my life. And those are all things that I learned from being a part of it. The academic things, I had that support academically. But before I was even in the program, I was a pretty good student, and I would have done well without Blue Ribbon. I mean, just being honest, I probably would have done well without Blue Ribbon, but I don't think that I would have had the level of success that I had without Blue Ribbon. So for me, Blue Ribbon is probably one of the biggest things in my life, and that's why now, as an adult, anytime somebody calls and they ask me to do something, I always say yes, and I always say with a smile on my face, and I pull out my planner, and I say, okay, this one in, because I'm going to do it, because without them, I don't think that I would be standing here today. I probably would have graduated from high school, I would have went on to college, but I wouldn't have had, one, the financial support, which is always a good thing. Those seniors, the scholarship helped so much, a lot. And I just knew that I always had those two people, Greg and Lori, but I also had both of my mentors. Even though Diane was in Tennessee when I was in high school, and she's still in Tennessee now, I knew that anytime I needed her, I could always call her. And then I had my other mentor, Ellie, who was here, and she's still in Chapel Hill. And anytime I needed her, I could call her when I was having some issues with my president, Elon, and I was kind of going through my early midlife crisis and not really knowing if education was what I really wanted to do, and some issues with the whole student teaching thing. Those were people that I called on and I talked to, and we reflected on the situation, and they kind of helped me to realize that, this is where I'm supposed to be, that I'm supposed to be an educator, I'm supposed to work with children, that this is what makes me happy. So, I guess to everybody, and to Greg and Lori, I want to say thank you. Because of the Blue Ribbon program, I am here, and I also want to tell all the children that just do what you're supposed to do, because in the end, it does pay off. The scholarship that you get when you graduate helps, and the relationships that you're going to build are going to be some that you can always have for the rest of your life. There will be people who will be there to support you, people that you can call on. Even if you can't call on your mentors, know that Greg and Lori are still people who you can always call on. Like Greg said, I've been out of high school for 7 years. I'm working on my master's degree, and I was doing a presentation on mentoring. And he actually came in, he spoke to my class at 7:30 at night, and he stayed until almost 9 o'clock. And he was willing to do that. And I've been out of the program for years and years and years, but as soon as I called him, he was readily. So, I guess that's kind of it. Congratulations to my graduates. I know both Joyce and Clarissa. And today is Joyce's birthday, you guys. So when she comes up, tell her happy birthday.